you.
And we're back.
And we're back, and I think we are live now. You can tell it's our first live stream.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
So bear with us with the technical glitches.
We don't know what we're doing.
Okay, we'll try this again. I think we're live. So I am BB Bird.
And I'm LA.
And we do almost daily videos on all things relationships, all things love.
Yeah, mostly, our favorite shows.
So right now we are reacting to 90 Day Fiance. We just recently did Love is Blind, and we did Perfect Match. And we have other shows coming up soon. Of course, we always take your
suggestions.
Thank you. Now I'm going to check this again. We are doing this for the first time, so we are just making sure everything is up and running. Which it looks like it is. I see us there, so we are live. So as we sit here and wait, we are going to wait a couple minutes to see if anybody joins on. And then we will get started. But like I said, right now we are watching 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. And we're going to go over some recaps, predictions. But like I said, what else are we going to do?
We're going to talk about who our favorite characters are on the shows.
Yep.
And I might sing a jingle or two just because.
Oh, I didn't even know that, but I can't wait to see that.
All right, don't hold me to that.
Well, let's just jump right in and get to the show. So who should we talk about first? Let's get this one out of the way. What do you think?
Danielle and Yohan.
So Danielle and Yohan, fortunately they were not on this last episode. And I say fortunately because you can tell we don't really care for them too much.
Yeah, I mean, Yohan, I feel like he seems okay from what I can, what I'm seeing in front of me. However, Danielle's a little bit much.
So for anybody who doesn't watch the show or doesn't know, Yohan and Danielle, Danielle is from New York. Yohan is from the Dominican Republic. She met him on vacation, I believe.
Yes.
And I guess they fell in love and are married. And they were on the show Love is Paradise, which we only saw a little bit of because honestly, we couldn't get through it.
No, I wasn't that big of a fan of that show.
So now they get a second season on The Other Way where Danielle moves from New York. She tells her friends they're not thrilled with the idea. In fact, one of them calls him a Sankey Panky, which...
That's it. Sankey Panky.
Which we had never heard before. So we at least learned something. Danielle goes over. Yohan's fully expecting to get the K-1 visa, or I guess it would be the marriage visa, whatever that is, and come over to America. And she informs him, not coming.
Nope. She wants to stay in DR.
So he doesn't take that well, but meanwhile, he always seems pretty supportive, actually. And he said, okay, you know what? We'll try it your way.
Yeah.
Came around after the disappointment. We'll try it your way. So they're doing that for a year. Meanwhile, Yohan started up a butcher shop.
With a lot of bugs.
A lot of flies.
Chopping meat.
Which did not.
Of flies.
So apparently we've learned that is fairly standard at a lot of butcher shops and meat shops around the world. But for us, we're not quite used to that because they actually have fresh meat there, and we go to this frozen.
Right.
So it's probably even better.
Yeah. The fresh meat, they sell it the same day, so it doesn't matter as much that it's not like temperature controlled and all those things.
Yeah. So then Danielle has a similar response that we had.
Yeah, we were like, ew, that meat's rotten.
Right.
It's bad. Yuck.
Meanwhile, they're trying to look for an apartment, and I don't know. She's just always giving him a hard time about things. That's my take on it.
Yeah, she just gives him a hard time about everything. He seems like he's pretty flexible and patient with her. She seems like she's quite not flexible and impatient with him. To circle back, Sankey Panky, you didn't say what that was.
Oh.
We didn't know.
Because I assume everybody knows it except us. So I guess they said Sankey Panky is somebody who works on a resort, I guess just in the Caribbean or overseas, who's looking to possibly come to America and to find love. And
to find love or
find a sugar mama, I guess.
Trying to get that visa green card situation popping.
Who can take care of her, or take care of his whole family and himself. And I don't know. I don't think that he qualifies as a Sankey Panky, but I totally understand why somebody might think that.
Yeah, I guess it's just hard to say.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with them right now. They were arguing about a lie or not a lie. It all seemed a little silly. And they weren't in the last episode. We have nothing to update you from the last episode.
Yes, they're also trying to have a baby, and she is, I'm not sure how old she is. She's in her 40s.
Yeah, right.
And he's in his...
I think it says it right on screen. 32, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any kids, so yeah, they are looking to possibly conceive, which may be difficult.
So now we're going to do the prediction portion for this couple. So we're trying to predict if they're going to stay together, if they're going to get married, not get married, short term, long term, right? So this couple is already married.
Yes.
So I guess we're predicting
whether or not they stay together.
Stay together at the end of the season and also stay together long term. So what do you think?
It's difficult because as difficult as she is, I don't think, I feel like he's going to do whatever he can to make the season work. So, the marriage. I think he's going to do whatever he can to make the marriage work. So I'm going to say that I think they're going to stay together through the season, but I feel like eventually this relationship will end in divorce.
So I agree. I think they're going to stay together because the season's not long enough and he's going to keep trying. But ultimately, they are...
Wait, somebody said hi to us. Hey, Christy. Oh, have fun at work, girl. We love you. Bye. Have a good work day. Sorry. Continue.
So I do think they will eventually split up, particularly if he doesn't get to America. Could be wrong, but... That's our prediction now. We will update our predictions probably in a few weeks to see if it's changed at all. So let's move on. Who's after Danielle? We got... Oh, She's so Debbie. Oh, dear. Where do we start with these two? So Oussama is from Morocco. He is 23 years old, and he is with Debbie from Georgia, 67 years old, and she's with him despite... all the reservations from her kids, her daughter and her son, particularly Julian, the police officer. Now, they are both very artsy, so when you start to see them together, you can start to understand, okay, I can see where they might have something in common. That doesn't mean that you would necessarily have a relationship.
Yes, Debbie is an artist, so she paints lovely paintings. She's also very eccentric.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Unique. In her style of dress, she loves antiques. Oussama is also an artist. He paints, and he also does poetry, and he's a farmer, and he skateboards, and also,
yeah,
a little on the edge.
So we will jump to the recent episode, because last episode, the one before this one, they finally met. So she arrived to Morocco, and they finally had their first meeting in quite some time. First meeting as an engaged couple, because he did ask her to marry him. And my personal check on that is to see if they actually show affection at the airport, to see if they're going to make it. And it couldn't have been more awkward.
Yeah. There was no kiss. There was just like a hug. I don't know if they're able to kiss. In some countries, you aren't able to kiss in public. But yeah, it was super awkward.
Right, so that takes us to this episode where they actually went to Rabat, which is the capital, I believe, of Morocco. And they had their first kind of date for a first dinner at this very fancy hotel.
Yes.
You want to talk about that? Because that's your thing.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like a very kind of cool little road that I believe was like cobblestone, and they knocked on this really big door that looked like it was some sort of like private, like secret hush hush place. And then when they went in, it was different. There was like trees growing through the floor, and like, I don't know, Debbie loved it. It was very like her style. So they had a really nice dinner, and during the dinner they started discussing their relationship and marriage, and where they're going to live. And then Oussama dropped the bomb on Debbie that he doesn't want her to stay long term. He wants her to stay for 2 months.
2 months.
And then take her ass back to America.
But didn't really explain why. So he said he wanted her to stay with the parents and do a little trial and see how the relationship's going to work in reality. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Except for...
Well, he said that they were engaged, right? So I think he wants to see after those 2 months where they are. I don't know why he threw in she has to go back to America first. That didn't quite make sense to
me. It almost seemed like his feelings have changed. Like, I don't know what happened, but it seems like he's just not that into Debbie anymore. And Debbie has moved her entire life to Morocco. Like, everything. Sold things, packed up all her stuff, all her jewels, to move over to Morocco. And he's like, yeah, no, this is only a short-term thing, Deborah. And she was pissed.
Yeah.
Super pissed.
Now, everybody's first reaction, I think, to this is, what the heck, 67-year-old woman, 23-year-old guy. Us too, of course, like everyone else. But I will say, we've grown to really like Debbie.
She's like my favorite character on the show. She is just like a ray of sunshine.
So we are rooting for her, but it's not looking good.
It's not looking good for Oussama. I'm done with him. He doesn't deserve Debbie.
Well, let's just jump right into predictions then. Stay together, short-term, long-term, married, no married?
None of it. They're breaking up this season. They're not staying together. Oussama, you playing games with my girl Debbie, and we're good. No, thank you.
So she does seem to have a good head on her shoulders, but she also doesn't want to go back to feed it. She doesn't want to go back to Julian, her son, and say, I failed. So
she doesn't want to say, you were right, Julian.
I'm going to predict that they are still together at the end of this episode, end of the season. I guess that would mean they'd have to be married, huh? I'm going to say definitely not together long term.
Married or not married?
You know what? I don't think she would stay unless they were married. And I think they're going to get married.
Okay. All right.
I think they're going to get married. It's not going to work.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Next up, we got
Isabel
and Gabriel.
These are like two of my favorite. They seem to have like a very genuine love for each other, like, which I feel like we don't get to see that often on the show. So, yeah, I really love these two.
Right, so I do agree that on 90 Day Fiance, you are definitely observing dysfunction and chaos. And
that's part of what we like, don't lie.
Yeah, it gives us something to talk about, but also makes us feel better about our own lives.
For sure.
But that being said, I forgot. Oh, that being said, so they do seem to have a really good relationship. Their mystery, I guess, or their hurdle is in the situation of who Gabriel actually is, or how he came from, him being trans, and it not being known to the family, particularly her parents and her father, who's very conservative, religious.
Yes, who he actually is a man, but he was born a female. So he's transitioned, and Isabel loves him for who he is. She doesn't mind. Her kids are aware of it. They don't mind.
Well, her daughter is aware of it. Her son actually doesn't know, but I don't think her son would care.
Okay,
I don't even think her son understands what that means. Right?
Yeah, he's young, but they have like a happy little family unit. But yes, the issue is that her family is conservative, especially her father, and they're very religious. And Gabriel really feels like he doesn't want to hide. He wants to make sure he's upfront and lets her family know that he is trans. And you know, whether they like it or don't, he's gonna let them know. We're hoping that it works out well.
So this last episode, well, first of all, he revealed to his friend Trey, who is, I guess, American, definitely English speaking, in Colombia. So they bonded over that, and he talked about how Gabe is the running back on their football team and showed him playing basketball. Not well, by the way. They were not. That
was a tired basketball game, guys.
Yeah. So, but he revealed to Trey that he was trans. Trey had no idea. Trey handled it well. I partly doubt that Trey didn't know, but
really,
that you think it was a complete surprise?
Yeah, he seemed like genuinely shocked. Because how would he have known, you know, unless he found out online or something? Like, it's not obvious.
True, it's not like most guys are stalking other guys' Instagrams, so he wouldn't, you know, because Gabe has it all over his Instagram. So, yeah, he might not know.
Could be private. I don't know.
True. But he took it well. And, but we found out that Isabel does not like Trey. She thinks he's a bad influence because they're always holding secrets. Of course, the secrets they have are, well, Gabe told him that he was going to propose. So I think that was the biggest secret, which obviously he can't tell Isabel.
Right.
So anyway, then they made their way over to Isabel's family, and it is going well, and they're supportive. But Gabe feels like he needs to tell the father that he is trans, because he needs his full support and doesn't want to hide anything before he asks for Isabel's hand in marriage.
Yes.
So that's where we are for that. So prediction time.
I think they're going to stay together, they're going to get married, and they're going to live happily ever after. The end.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
That was easy.
I think the father will not, I think he'll need some time. But I do think he'll come around, and eventually they will get married. And I think they'll get married this season.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Agreed.
Uh-oh. We're going to stay in Colombia.
Jeymi.
And Kris. Ugh. Kris from Alabama. She's a southern gun-toting, I don't know what you call it.
Redneck.
Onesie wearing.
Redneck.
Yes. And Kris was married, has 2 kids, but she always knew that she had something with women, and after the divorce she realized, no, I'm more attracted to women, and she found Jeymi in Colombia.
How'd they meet?
They met online.
Online, that's what I figured.
They met online.
Yeah, because this is a big one. This is their first time meeting in person, what we saw on this season. And they're also getting married within 9 days of meeting each other in person, which I think is totally, absolutely nuts.
Now, they've been talking for 2-3 years. I don't know what it is quite often, but what we do know is at one point Kris ghosted Jeymi for a month, I believe, 30 days. So then Jeymi's like, well, if you're not going to talk to me, I think this is over. And she went and started talking to some girl from Texas.
She did.
And then that was a big deal when Kris came back and blah, blah, blah. They worked it out, got engaged. Kris went down to Colombia, and now Jeymi's becoming aware of all of Kris's ailments, which, believe me, are many. She's got, what does she got? Narcolepsy. She's got a broken neck.
Her neck's broken. She was in 4 car accidents. Her neck's broken.
She's got 2 vertebrae in her spine.
Some discs are jacked up.
Yeah, she's allergic to something. I don't remember what it was. I don't know. It's a lot. And Jeymi is starting to get a little overwhelmed.
She also seems like she has some anxiety because she has to carry a knife with her. Like she has to bring her shank with her wherever she goes. There's a lot of strange things happening with Kris.
That was one of the funny moments. If you haven't seen, go to our reaction pages or videos and see the reaction for that one. Kris let Jeymi know that she has to have a weapon. In fact, it was like the first thing she had to do.
Was go buy her weapon.
Not groceries, not anything for the house, not prepare for the wedding. She needed a weapon. And they went to the gun knife store, ended up getting a knife because she had a knife very similar when she was 8 years old that she got for her birthday, whereas Jeymi got a Barbie.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between those two. So where are we at with them? Oh, where we're at now is Kris is talking about postponing the wedding because she has to go back to Alabama possibly for a court case because she has a $50,000 motorcycle that was stolen. Now, I looked up top 20 bikes.
On Google.
Or Bing or Yahoo, I don't know. Top 20 bikes, and I agree. Getting a knife at 8 years old is insane.
Absolutely nuts. Red flag.
Yep.
Been here from me.
So, she has to go back. I looked up top most expensive bikes there are, and the top 20, number 20 was $50,000. So Kris is claiming, I guess, to have one of the top 20 most expensive bikes in the world.
Sounds like a bunch of BS, but...
So Jeymi's thinking she might be using it as an excuse not to get married. Maybe she's getting cold feet. And honestly, Jeymi, I think you're dodging a bullet on that one.
Yes. How do you feel about their connection? Like, do you feel like this is real love?
I think it's real lust.
Yeah.
It's real infatuation. And what happens with most 90-day people, I have found, is that they get stuck in their head and start fantasizing about what life is going to be like without considering what the other person might want or what their culture dictates.
Yeah.
And I think this is another case of that, of everybody fantasizing about the fairy tale, and then in reality it's not quite like you imagine, and there's just way too much compromise, right? Because then you find yourself compromising on everything.
Yep.
That's important to you.
I totally agree. I think that's just in general what people tend to do in relationships, is you build something up in your mind of what it could be and what you may want it to be versus real life and what's actual. So,
but more so for 90 Day Fiance because, well, this is the other way, but same thing because you're not together physically.
Right. They're spending a lot of time online. They're not physically together, and, you know, they get to kind of make the relationship up in their head what they want it to be. So, yeah.
Exactly. So, prediction time. Stay together. Married. Short term, long term. What do you think?
So, like, I actually like Jeymi. I feel like she has a genuine personality. I could be wrong. Kris, I don't know. She just seemed like a little cray-cray to me, you know. So, I think that they will get married because I feel like they are rushing it, and they're all caught up in the infatuation. But I do think that this relationship eventually will fall apart.
So I do agree. I think eventually it will fall apart. I think it's just too much for one person to take. When you have that many problems and ailments, it's one thing if you've been together 20, 30 years, you put in the time, and now you have to take care of that person. That makes sense.
Right. Like when I have to take care of you when you gonna get
or the other
old and gray. I'll push you around in your wheelchair.
With those knees, I think I might have to take care of you.
Listen, I'm fine with that. Take care of me.
Just like this tea I just got you. But
thank you.
So I would say they would not get married at all. They wouldn't be together. Unfortunately, I did see the little preview for the rest of the season, and they definitely looked like they were wearing wedding dresses.
I was so disappointed when I saw that spoiler that they ended up getting married. Not because it was a spoiler and I wanted to be surprised, but because I'm like, why are you getting married?
Right.
Ugh.
So I don't see you wearing the wedding dress and looking happy if you're not gonna get married. So I think they will actually.
Tomatoes.
Long term, I just think it would be too much, but we will see. Next up,
who's next? Nicole and Mahmoud.
So, this is another one, a little bit of an age gap, but reasonable. I think. What is he? 30. Yeah, 30, and she's 38. So that's that's not too bad.
Oh, she's only 38. Okay, they don't have that big of an age gap. Okay.
Yeah, actually not too bad. So he lives in Morocco.
Yes, and she's from LA?
No, not Morocco. He lives in Egypt. Excuse me.
Yeah, we're getting confused.
Oussama. She's she's not
from LA.
Recently from LA. She's not originally from there. They've actually been married for 2 years. They met in Egypt when she was a tourist. She walked into his... She's a very artsy person. She has a fashion background. She walked into his fabric store.
Yes.
And fell in love.
Yep, and they fell in love.
Got married pretty... Well, fell in love. She came home. They got engaged. She went back.
She converted to Islam.
Had the whole deal. She doesn't know the language, but she just completely immersed herself in their culture. And I quickly had a wake-up call because Egypt is a little bit too much for her. It's a very conservative place. They want her to wear the headdress.
Yes.
Well,
so
particularly his family, I should say.
Let me pause you there because we don't know if it's Egypt or if it is his religion and just his circle. Yeah. I feel like that may be the case.
That's why I said it's particularly his family. They are very conservative, religious family. It became too much for her, so she actually removed herself from the situation. She came home, lived in LA, missed him, decided, you know what, I'm going to give it another chance. Now, you would think she would know what she's getting into.
But it was all a surprise to her somehow.
Day one, she arrives in the airport, and she's wearing multiple layers, completely covered.
Like a full, suit, jacket,
up the neck.
Long shirt, but she had on pants. So this is strange. So I have to describe it to you because he had a problem with her outfit, and we were both shocked. Like, wait, what's wrong with her outfit? She's completely covered. Well, it was because I'm gonna show y'all. She was like, see how I have pants on right now, and you can see he wanted this covered, like her shirt to be so long that you cannot see. What do you call this? Like the crotch area?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I'm not showing my crotch, but I have pants on and you can see here. That was not good enough. She needed to have on a long shirt where you can't even... none of this be visible.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, particularly because she had multiple layers on. But you would think, he hasn't seen her in a couple years. They argued about that in the past. He's just going to chill and let it go in the very beginning. But nope, he says something immediately. And she's almost in tears about 5 minutes after arriving.
Right. Now, I'm just cut in. I kind of put the blame, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, these are the same issues that she had and the same reason why she left to begin with. So she comes back and it's still the same issues. So... Come on, Nicole.
And she seems shocked by it all. And now the family is also putting pressure on her. She just met with the uncle, the aunt, and the grandmother, and they have the same opinion.
Yes, they also feel like she needs to cover her hair. That's a big thing for them. And she's like, listen, I'll cover up. I'll cover up as far as my attire goes, but I am not covering my hair. That's like where she's like, listen, that draws the line. I'm not covering my hair. I mean, she's got a really cute haircut, amazing skin. Like, she just wants to, slay a little bit, but they are not having it. This relationship is a hot mess.
It is a hot mess. You could tell it even before she went over when she asked if he was excited to have her come back. And he's like, I don't know. You're going to bring a lot of problems. Yep. So that is not a good start.
Not a good start. They live in the house with all of his family members. It's a large family, very small quarters. She asked to meet some of his friends, and that was like a huge deal because apparently in his culture, in his circle, the women do not meet the man's friends. Like the wife does not meet the husband's friends because that's disrespectful. Not sure why, but they went out to dinner and it was the most awkward thing you would ever see. Check out the episode. It was wild.
So prediction time. And please, you at home, please chime in what you think your prediction will be. Will they stay together? Will they get married? Well, they are married.
They're already married.
Will they stay together short term, by the end of the show? And will they stay together long term?
All right. So I don't think they're staying together long term. I pray for everyone's sanity in the situation that they do not stay together long term. As far as if they'll stay together through the season, I feel like they might. They might ride the season out, but this isn't lasting forever. They're getting divorced.
I think there's no chance they stay together. Well, the only chance they stay together is if he came to America and removed himself from all that family pressure. Now, he would have to do a whole lot of changing in his head. I do think she would remain somewhat conservative even in America, because she does seem to want to respect his beliefs. But he would still have to do a little change. She's going to wear short sleeves when she's in America.
Right.
She can't, so
they won't even let her wear long sleeves. It's hot. Like, poor Nicole.
So I think not even this season. I think they're splitting up again.
Okay.
Yep. So next we got Not That.
Love is Blind.
We'll get to that. Love is Blind. Rishi and Jen.
Jen and Rishi.
Mm-hmm. So their reaction video is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, and I like these two.
You do like these two, I know.
I'm not sure why, but I like them.
So in the beginning, I was not sure about Rishi just because I didn't know if he was genuine. And I think it's partly the editing and the producers. But
He's a model.
They kept showing him posing and
He's a model. He takes his shirt off. He's chiseled.
Doing the Zoolander.
He's a model.
So imagine that.
Giving.
But he's a good looking guy. So
yeah, he's fine. He's fine as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
I'd probably pose more too if I looked like that. But
he got the long hair, the man bun, all that. Jen's a looker too. She's a pretty lady. What's their age gap?
So Jenna's 48, Rishi's 32.
Okay.
And well, we'll get to their issues, but I will say they haven't touched on this yet. But I would think his family would want him to have children. Obviously that's a big thing in every culture, but particularly their culture. That they haven't touched on that in the show, so I don't know where that's going to go. But what we do have is she has moved to India. She lives in an apartment, and his family does not know about her. If you've seen the other 90 Day shows and you know Jenny and Sumit, who've been on several seasons, it is very similar. Except I don't think her mother's going to be a tyrant like Sumit's mother. His mother is going to be a tyrant like Sumit's mother.
Also, I don't think Rishi is like secretly married either.
Right.
I hope not.
Right. Well, it's early. Who knows?
No, he's not. And how we know that is because we find out that his family is currently looking for a wife. They're looking to arrange a marriage for him.
Right.
As the season's going on, and Jen, that bomb is dropped on Jen. What was that, last episode?
Yes, not this past one, but the one before. Yeah,
right.
So he needs to let his family know, and he's already introduced them. Apparently, she went to his sister's wedding like a year ago
as a friend,
and then he came to his family's house again as a friend, but they were suspicious. There's no way they did not know.
Jen was asking all types of weird questions. So how many wives do you have lined up for him? How soon are we looking to get him married?
So she had just discovered, because his friend, who's not a very good friend, kind of revealed that his family was looking for somebody, which he was trying to keep secret. So so that was fresh on her mind when she went over there. So she grilled the family all about the arranged marriage process. What was the other thing? What happened this past episode? Oh, her visa. So she thought she had a multi-entry visa. It turns out she only has a single entry visa. So she has to leave the country somewhat soon, and in order to get back, she has to file again. Or they get married within the next 20 days.
And she's already stated she's not ready.
She did, but if he proposed, if he told his family and proposed, is she saying no?
I hope not, because I like them.
I don't think so. And the way he spouted his love to her with tears in his eyes.
Yeah, I feel like he really loves her.
So that moved her, though.
Yeah, it moved me too.
So, prediction time.
I don't know. It's hard. I really hope for the best with this couple, but I don't know. She I don't know if she's really buying it with him. I'm gonna go with Damn. But if she don't get married, she's got to go back home.
You
know what?
Well, you could say she'll go home and come back. You know.
Yeah, but let me see. Wait. What did this last one say? I don't know if Jen will be in it long term, especially after her
we didn't talk about
to
that.
the housewife training.
She did get wife training, Indian wife training, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of agreeing with Chaldea. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing. I think that it does seem like she's kind of removed. He seems like he's pretty invested, but she seems like, I don't know, I'm not seeing the emotion from her. So I'm going to go with they're not making it.
Okay, so I was going to go with I think they're going to make it anyway. Although I really think the kid thing's going to come up, but we'll see. But here's the thing. So we, I don't know if you remember, early on, Jen met with two of her friends. And one of them tried to catfish Rishi, and then there was the other one, right? Well, the other one follows us on TikTok and occasionally comments on our videos.
Hey, girl. What's her name?
Myra.
Hey, Myra.
I don't think she looks at our YouTube, but she does.
She should.
She does look at our TikToks, and which is on the screen if you ever want to go to TikTok. But you find the same content on YouTube, so it's not any different.
You don't need to double dip if you don't want to.
No, we prefer YouTube anyway. But Myra said something. Oh, we posted a video about tea, and you were complaining that I made you just like this. Some crappy ginger tea instead of fresh crushed ginger tea. Remember that?
The tea that they're making over there is not this.
So Myra commented that tea in India is the greatest. So it got me thinking. I even called her out on it, but I know she can't say. Well, how did you have tea in India?
Did you go to India?
Did you happen to attend a wedding?
Right.
So.
Okay, look at you, Inspector Gadget.
I think, and she didn't, she just laughed that off, so she didn't say no. I think she could say no, right?
Okay, Madlock, look at you.
So I think they get married.
Detective BB.
And I think
we'll see.
I think they'll stay together long term.
Okay, I hope for that because I like I said, I like them.
Yeah.
It's only said it 25 times.
So that's all the cast. We got through the whole cast.
We did. Yay.
So you have any other predictions for the rest of the season?
None that I can think of at the moment, but if anyone has any questions, feel free.
How do you like the season overall? Let me just throw that out, because we just got finished Happily Ever After, and of course we watched several other seasons before that. How do you think this compares?
So I feel like it's pretty much like prior seasons of the 90-day franchise, where it starts off and you're kind of like, and then it starts to pick up. And once you start to get more connected with the characters, or I keep saying the characters like they're not real.
They're not real. They're not real people. That's right. The twist.
Right. When you start to get to more connected with them and more invested, that's when the show just seems to get better, because these are all new, all new people. So
I do think it's ramping up. It's getting a lot more interesting, and I can tell by the feedback that I feel like people are watching it more as well, particularly because it's more interesting. So
yeah, I also want to add that The Other Way, I feel like, is one of my favorite shows in the franchise.
The last one was really good. That was Kenny and Armando, and I don't even remember, but I know we really liked that one.
Yeah, I like seeing the other countries. I like really being immersed in the culture. Like, I feel like,
right.
I might be on vacation a little bit and seeing what's going on in other places. So that's the fun part.
Which is bad for me, because then you always ask to go on a vacation every week. So
yep.
Yeah.
You better get taking me on vacation.
Okay,
Dang.
So we are going to wrap it up soon, but a couple more things. We got one little game we're going to play. We're going to play a little FMK.
What the hell is that?
Well, F for kiss, marry, kill.
Huh?
I'm going to give you 3 characters, and you got to say which one you would kill, which one you would marry, and which one you would F or kiss.
Wait, is it F or Kiss? Let's be clear.
F, but I didn't know which platform this was going to be on.
Okay, so is Kill, Marry, or F?
FMK.
Okay, all right, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, I wish I had images, but I didn't have time to do that. So I'm going to give you 3. Mahmoud, Oussama.
Wait, can we do one at a time? Because I have to think about it.
No, you have to pick one character for each.
Oh, all right, go.
So the 3 people: Mahmoud, Oussama, and Big Ed.
Is Kill, Marry? Why'd you give me all these people I don't like?
Well, because if I gave you the obvious likable
I have to
one,
F one of them.
Yeah, right.
I'm killing Ed. Oh wait, but then I don't want to have to marry Oussama.
I mean, he's got a farm. You like cows and chickens.
Ew, I'm definitely like not effing Oussama or Big Ed. So like I would have to end. Who's the other one? Mahmoud. Damn. Apparently Mahmoud and I would be effing.
Yeah.
I would have to marry Oussama.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I would enjoy the farm. So and then Ed is dead.
Well, Ed lives in San Diego.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's dead. He's dead. All right, are we doing you?
You can, if you prepared some, you can do
I didn't prepare anything. I just showed up. Look,
so
I did my hair. I did my makeup. That's it.
You look good, but you got to do more work if you want to put me on the spot.
Right.
All right, I got one more. You ready?
Yeah.
Rishi, Yohan, Gabriel.
Damn. Okay, this is easier. As much as I I feel like Yohan's okay, but I'm gonna have to kill him. Sorry, Yohan.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill Yohan. I'm definitely marrying Gabriel because
he's got
perfect husband, obviously.
He's got a business.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
And you can beat him in basketball.
Yes. And I'm gonna F Rishi because obviously.
Oh, I thought that could have been Johan, but yeah.
No, not Yohan.
I'm sorry, Yohan.
Sorry,
you
Yohan.
didn't deserve that, honestly.
You didn't deserve to die. Although, part of me might want to F Gabriel just to see what that's like, you know?
Isabel seems very satisfied.
She seems very satisfied. Okay. Wait, I need to ask you one. Don't just...
okay. Well, here are the names if you want to go off of...
this is all of them? Perfect.
This is all...
Okay.
You got to come more prepared, though.
I will next time. Okay. Wait, why'd you mess it up? Okay. All right. Kill, marry, or F. Danielle. Kris.
Oh, my God.
Or Debbie.
Oh, man. Yeah, you did good there. That was a good combo. I feel like if I kill Kris, I'd just be putting her out of her misery. So I think that's actually good for everyone.
Yeah. Oh man. Come on, we ain't got all day.
I guess F Danielle to shut her up. And I guess marry Debbie because you know what, I do like Debbie. She's very artistic. She's fun.
That's good. I would do that same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to marry Debbie because she's awesome.
Okay. All right, is that it? Am I off the hook?
You're off the hook for now, but next time I'm gonna get them, y'all. I'm gonna come prepared.
Yeah. All right, this has been fun. I think the couple people who did watch, and we're going to put this on our YouTube, so maybe a few more will watch, and hopefully we'll get more in the future. Just upcoming, what do we got? First, we have our reaction videos, of course, that are out there. We also recently did Perfect Match on Netflix.
We did. That was surprisingly really fun.
It was fun in the beginning. It was...
disappointing in the end.
It was kind of... It was tough at the end, and none of the couples stayed together, so it all seemed a bit
like
pointless, actually. Upcoming, we also, let's see, this week, actually, we're going to be doing Netflix's Love is Blind.
Is that this week already?
I know.
Guys, Love is Blind is coming out already. That's like one of my favorites when it comes to these dating shows.
Wait, I shouldn't mention it without the transition.
Yeah, put it up there.
Okay, there we go. It's hard to do like both things. Love is Blind. So if you're a 90 Day fan and you haven't seen Love is Blind, they are very different, right? Netflix shows and TLC shows have a different kind of vibe.
Extremely different.
But it's about singles who go in pods, can't see the other person, and get engaged, sight unseen, and then you see them in the real world. And so there's 3 weeks of that we're going to be doing. Of course, we're doing The Other Way, 90 Day Fiance reaction videos.
Always.
We'll do live again for sure because I had fun. I like this.
Yeah, let's do it again. And, if you guys have any questions, come on. Like, throw some questions out here at us. If you want to know anything about us, how we get together, how do we know each other, what's our story?
Yeah,
and keep watching. We'll tell you.
All right, don't get too personal now.
I'm gonna get real personal.
And we want to eventually learn other people's relationships, and we want to react to them. So so that's it. So we are going to be going live again next week. It won't be next Monday because we have a band concert to go to.
Oh yeah. Damn.
So we're going to figure out which day we're going to be available, and we'll release that. Anyway, we had a good time.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for those who commented, and particularly Chaldea. I hope I'm saying that right.
Thank you.
Because you are super supportive, and we love you, and thank you.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.